And so the wheel turns. There's no escape from the wheel of life. There's no escape from suffering. Listen to me, Siddhartha. I am Mara, Lord of Hell. I know what I'm talking about. But I've got to admire your determination. You've been sitting there for weeks, hoping that a solution to life's problems will drop into your lap like a ripe fig. Give up now and save yourself the effort. Wiser men than you have tried and failed to find an answer. And you will fail too, Siddhartha. And so the wheel turns.
This is the local Athens Buddhist Meditation Center, a small building tucked away in the confines of a residential neighborhood at 37 Ohio Avenue, which doubles as a dance studio during the week. While it may not look like much from the outside, within these walls stands a safe place for spiritual exploration and enlightenment. What? Were you expecting something like this? All religions have stereotypes attributed to them, and Buddhism is no exception. Contrary to popular belief, there were no figures, pictures, or other visual representations of Buddha in the temple. Our ignorance blinds us from the truth, a truth that is presented in the Buddhist faith for those with the patience to grasp it. I was lucky enough to attend 3 different sessions throughout the semester, each beginning with a 50-minute session of meditation. I was trained shortly before my session about the basics of meditative practices. Focus on the breath, and only the breath. Clear the mind of all thoughts. Easier said than done, right? While thoughts are certainly not a bad thing, they can be a burden on our everyday lives, especially the negative thoughts that seem to creep up much more easily than the positive ones. So I was taught to recognize a thought during my meditation, but then quickly dismiss it, for it has no true substance. Now don't let me fool you. There were definitely mornings when I engaged in a meditation and wound up like this. After meditation, about half of the people would normally leave, while the rest of us would enjoy a coffee, tea, and snack break over small talk. Then came the scripture lesson, where I was taught and first introduced to the 4 immeasurables by Lama Tang. The center has 3 different lamas that will occasionally come in and deliver scripture lessons. Otherwise, simple lessons are taught by more knowledgeable members of the group. The 4 immeasurables are love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Consequently, the scripture lesson in the following week involved the 4 Noble Truths, one of the most basic introductory courses in Buddhism. These truths are the result of Buddha himself coming to an enlightened conclusion after sitting under the Bodhi tree for 7 days without moving. I learned that the Buddha we all know and love is not a god of any kind that is worshipped by Buddhists. He is known as simply being a man that paved the path to enlightenment. One such Buddhist practice that Buddhists discover and follow is Ngondro, the scripture lesson in my 3rd and final trip. Ngondro is a complicated topic, but it all starts with prostrations. Prostrations are a practice where one touches their body, speech, and mind with hands in a prayer position. The mind is at the heart, for that is where Buddhists believe the mind lies. To complete one full prostration, one must then slide down onto the floor and touch their head on the ground. That is one prostration out of the over 100,000 needed to complete the first part of the 4-step process of Ngondro. The path to enlightenment is not a short one, but yet a lifelong journey of self-discovery.
He has awoken. He is enlightened. He is the Buddha.